Hey guys, it's Jenn Dodds here, your no-fluff, full-disclosure Texas realtor serving Greater Houston and all the suburban drama that comes with it. Today I've got something that might surprise you because we're not going to talk about hottest neighborhoods, the fastest growing communities, or where to chase the next new shiny new build. Nope, we're going to actually go the other way because some Houston suburbs, the ones you think are still in high demand, they've quietly lost their edge. Population's dipping, prices are plateauing, and buyers, they're looking elsewhere. I'm going to break down 4 areas that may not be holding their value or their appeal the way they used to. If you live here, invest here, or are thinking of moving here, this is the video you need to watch all the way through. So let's get into it. So when a suburb stops growing or starts shrinking, there's going to be a ripple effect. Slower buyer demand means longer days on market and more price cuts. Older homes mean more maintenance and buyer hesitation. Changing school enrollments actually affect ratings and funding, and rising prices without new supply just push people farther out. Past performance doesn't guarantee a future demand, so let's take these suburbs one by one. Let's start with Sugar Land. This suburb used to be the crown jewel of the southwest side. Think master plan perfection, good schools, beautiful landscaping, and everything within a 10-minute drive. But since 2019, Sugar Land has lost almost 10,000 residents. That's more than 8% of its population gone. Why? Because it's full, completely built out. There's barely any undeveloped land left, and without fresh new development, buyers start to look elsewhere. Here's what that means on the ground. Inventory is older. Most homes in new territory, Telfair and First Colony, are 15 to 30 years old. Kitchens still have granite from 2006, and the flooring is either dated tile or scratched up hardwood. Median prices are still high. They're around $475 to $525 depending on the neighborhood. So buyers are paying top dollar, and then they still have to update. So let's talk neighborhoods. Telfair has the luxury look and great schools, but homes easily run from $700 to $1 million, and a lot of them need full refreshes. First Colony has strong curb appeal and mature landscaping, but interiors often dated and need work. Riverstone was a top pick for years, but now it's competing with brand new construction farther out in places like Siena or Fulshire. If you're selling in Sugar Land, you cannot coast on reputation alone. Your competition is newer construction in the outer suburbs, and they're offering incentives and quartz countertops. You need staging, pro photos, pricing strategy, and ideally some light remodeling. If you're buying here, you're going to be paying a premium for location and community, but be prepared to put money in to modernize. Next up, we have Pasadena. This one's a tale of age and economics. Pasadena has a rich industrial history. It's always been a strong working class suburb, but the housing, it's old, and I mean old. Most of the homes were built in the 1950s to 1970s. Think pier and beam foundations, small rooms, window units, and one bathroom. And let's be honest, some of these homes haven't been touched since the Eisenhower administration. Population has declined steadily over the past few years. The census data shows people moving out and not in. And when they leave, they're not being replaced with young families or working professionals. And that's a problem. Current median home price is under $250,000. Sounds affordable, right? But the issue is condition. You're either dealing with dated homes or flips that were done on a tight budget, and it shows. So here's a quick neighborhood breakdown. Golden Acres and Village Grove offer larger lots, but updates vary wildly. Baywood Shadows is hit or miss depending on what street you're actually on. Fairmount, area near Beltway 8, has some newer pockets, but most buyers looking there end up going toward Deer Park or LaPorte instead. So if you're selling in Pasadena, price it right from the start and consider making some cosmetic updates to compete. Don't overreach. This market rewards realism. If you're buying, this might be a good place for investors or first-time buyers with renovation skills, but don't expect suburban charm. It's a very practical play. Now let's talk about Pearland, and this one might shock some of y'all. Pearland was the fastest growing suburb in the early 2000s. You couldn't build homes fast enough, but in 2025, this momentum is slowing. Shadow Creek Ranch, Silver Lake, and Southwick are now 15 to 25 years old. That's the age when roofs need replacing, HVAC systems are aging out, and buyers start looking at these homes and thinking, well, it's nice, but it's dated. And here's the kicker. Median home prices are now around $415,000, but you can drive 10 minutes south to Manville or Iowa Colony and get a brand new house with builder incentives, shiny upgrades, and low maintenance. Pearland's growth has also hit a wall. It's landlocked on several sides, and new development is happening mostly outside its borders in Alvin ISD territory. So here's a neighborhood deep dive for y'all. Shadow Creek Ranch is still highly desirable, but many of the homes are due for major system updates. Silver Lake and Southwick are beautiful, but the interiors are often stuck in 2004. Older parts of East Pearland have seen flat or declining prices in some pockets. So if you're selling, make those updates or prepare to compete with new builds. Even something simple like swapping out outdated light fixtures and painting over heavy accent walls can go a long way in this market. If you're buying, Pearland still works for mid-center commuters or people who love the area, but compare it closely with what you get in Manville before you make that decision. Last but not least, Missouri City. This one is the quiet cool down. It's not falling apart, it's not a free fall, but it's definitely not keeping up. Missouri City is that weird middle ground, not as trendy as Fulshire or Manville, not as established as Sugar Land, and not as affordable as Rasharon. That made it easy for buyers to overlook. Sienna, one of the top neighborhoods here, is still building, but older parts of Missouri City like Quail Valley, Lake Olympia, and Hunter's Glen, they're slowing down. Price points hover in the low to mid 300s for older homes, with newer Sienna sections in the 500s and beyond. But days on market are climbing across the board. So here's a neighborhood breakdown. Quail Valley has beautiful lots and mature trees, but homes, they need work, and buyers compare them to newer construction nearby. Lake Olympia offers a lakeside feel but hasn't kept pace with design trends. And Hunter's Glen has good bones, but it's still recovering from years of price stagnation. So if you're selling, presentation is everything. Stage it, paint it, update it, and market it like your competition is a model home in Fulshire. If you're buying, there are some hidden gems in Missouri City, but look for homes that have already been updated or budget it for renovations. Also, double check tax rates. Some pockets can be really, really high. So the big question here is, where are people going instead? So what we're seeing is that people are heading west to Fulshire, north to Montgomery, south to Manville, and northeast to New Caney. These are the new frontiers: lower prices, newer homes, better amenities. If you're wondering where the builders are pouring money, it's not in the old guard suburbs, it's in the outer rings. So there you got it, guys. 4 suburbs that aren't what they used to be. If you live there, no need to panic, but don't assume yesterday's reputation is today's reality. And if you're buying, be smart, ask questions, and compare carefully. I'm Jenn Dodds, your brutally honest Houston realtor who tells it like it is, even when it stings a little. If you want the real story on your neighborhood, call or text me. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment which suburb surprised you the most. See y'all next time.